Now it's time to put in practice what we learned earlier. Before I let Kim Tin start, Scott and Bart, can you explain a little bit what we will do after Kim Tin is keeping his speech, how we organize the meeting?
Yep, so what we're doing is we're all going to listen to Kim Tin give a speech, and afterwards we will be creating breakout rooms of about 5 people per room. And in those breakout rooms, we are going to try to work together to make an evaluation. And each group will have an evaluation that they've built together, and they will assign someone to deliver it. And we will listen to each team's evaluation. And then at the end, we will vote on who we think deserves the best evaluation of the day. And finally, I would like to give everyone another opportunity if they have more questions as well before we close out the meeting. And I think that will conclude today's workshop. If there's nothing I've missed, Bart and Milena?
Nope. Thank you so much for that. As we heard earlier, Kim Tin will give us a speech. It will be a speech from level 3 on his path, which has something to do with practicing the vocal variety. The title of his speech is 3 Lessons from Trump. Kim Tin Chung, 3 Lessons from Trump. Kim Tin.
Where were you on 6th January? Did you watch the Trump supporters storm the US Capitol and use violence? What did you learn that day? It was a sad day for American democracy. And it struck me because I grew up in a country where democracy was trashed by violence. And until today, my country still suffers the backlash. Now, you probably don't want to be related to violence. However, it's good to ask yourself how you, as a public speaker, relates to Donald Trump. Because, in a way, he is a public speaker himself. And to answer this question, you have to look at another question. Why are you here today? Why do you spend your free Saturday morning and a part of the afternoon on a Toastmasters workshop? It's because we Toastmasters have the growth mindset. We saw that in the first presentation. We only want to learn from the best, don't we? Then you have to realize that the best are not always persons you may like personally. And whatever you might think of Donald Trump, last election in November, he got 74 million votes. And that is 5 million more than our popular, beloved Barack Obama got when he was elected as the US president in 2008. The success of Donald Trump partly has to do with the techniques he uses as a public speaker. And I will share them with you in some minutes. You can use them to improve your next club speech. Imagine how wonderful it is to impress your fellow club members who are not here today. There are 3 lessons we can use from Trump. 1, use simple words. I'm the best president the US ever had. Those Mexicans are bad people. You may not agree with what he says, but you know exactly what he means. Why is it important to use simple words? Then your audience can understand you. They can follow you. They will like you. And you will get a better connection. Lesson 2, trigger emotions. When Donald Trump said, "My nuclear button is bigger than that of Kim Jong-un's," a lot of people said, how on earth can the leader of the developed world say something like that? So this remark triggered anger, sadness, disgust. It even created contempt because people thought, hey, I'm morally superior to that guy. He also triggered fear. What if he would really push that button? But he also triggered happiness because a lot of people said, yes, finally somebody is standing up against Kim Jong-un. So Donald Trump triggers a lot of emotions. Why is it good to trigger emotions? People are not convinced rationally, not by arguments, but they are convinced emotionally. If you get it emotionally, they will like you and you convince them to do everything. Lesson 3, Donald Trump. Use storytelling. Nowadays, everyone and his dog uses storytelling. Every coach, every motivational speaker, sorry for the ones in the audience, and every second-hand car salesman uses storytelling to convince you to buy his product or his service. Even Toastmasters uses storytelling. We have a special manual for it. Storytelling. Why is it good to use storytelling? Because storytelling creates those little special chemical substances in your brain which entertain you. They are called cortisol, dopamine, and oxytocin. So then your audience feels entertained, they will like you, and they get a better connection with you, and then you will be seen as the better public speaker. So there are 3 lessons to be learned from Trump. 1, use simple words. 2, trigger emotions. 3, use storytelling. At the start of my speech, I asked you where you were on 6th January and what you learned that day. Now, on 16 January, you are watching my speech. And my question to you is, what did you learn today? Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Sander.
Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, and hello, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Thank you for your amazing presidential speech. We thought I think it was amazing how you practiced what you preached. You gave us some great tips and you implemented them right into your speech. So I think that was very good, and we can all learn from this. for some of the improvements, to make your gestures show on the camera, you could also take a step back to create this zooming in and zooming out. I hope you understand what I mean. If you don't, I can give some additional feedback after this speech so that we can clarify this point. I think you considered that most of the audience was familiar with the 6th of January. Maybe you could test this in the next time if we are familiar with this. And you could do this by asking us to show hands. For example, put hands up or put hands down. And I think you also made a little assumption that most of the Toastmasters could not be for Donald Trump, or we should not vote for Donald Trump. I think you maybe did this assumption for us. Another possible improvement could be to ask questions and also wait for us to give an answer to this question, or give us a couple of seconds to think about an answer for this question. In the end, we thought it was an amazing speech. I really had to look for improvements. I think you are a great example, and I think you can run for the president, and we will vote for you. Thank you.
That everybody will know, when you see in the camera that somebody does this, this is the sign for the deaf people to clap. So it's a silent clapping. Now for the second evaluation. Tom, can you give us your evaluation?
Yes, can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, dear King Tin, congratulations with your speech. It was a very nice speech. We as Room 2, we liked it very much. And the reasons was, first of all, the subject. The subject of your speech was very relevant for all of us Toastmasters. How to speak in public, how to improve that. And you had a very good subject for that. You learned us something. Furthermore, you not only learned it, you also proved it, because the lessons you learned us use simple words, trigger emotion, and storytelling you use yourself. For example, storytelling. You imitated Donald Trump. That's part of storytelling. So you used that, and that was very good. Now, the purpose of your speech was to apply vocal variety. And by you imitating Donald Trump, use another voice, you applied it. Also, you had very good application of breaks and pauses. You took your time, and at certain logical points, you made some stops. Also, you made use of soft and loud voice. Although at some point, we thought that you could even use your voice a little bit more louder. Now, to make your speech even better, more effective, we came up with the following improvements. First of all, your introduction was a bit long. It was not completely in ratio with the middle part where you learned us the three things. You also had some facts which were maybe not so relevant. You were talking about violence and the amount of people that were talking that have voted for Obama. You could have used that time for the main part of your speech. So then your speech could be more effective. And we also thought that your camera view was a bit too close because you were standing like this and we could not always see your hands. Yeah, when you raised them, we could see them. If you stand a little bit further back from the camera, then we can see your hands at all times. And then the body language is more effective. All in all, we thought you had a great speech. Subject was very wisely chosen, implementation and the use of vocal variety. And next time when you do it, shorten the introduction and change the camera view. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Tom. Next evaluation, Angie for Kim Tin.
Thank
Angie.
you, Milena. Fellow Toastmasters, thank you for taking your time to listen to our feedback, even though it's supposed to be a feedback on my perspective, but because it was the three of us, I will use the we form just for today. Let me start off by thank you, Kim Tin, for this wonderful speech. You asked us to have a look at your gestures, your hand gestures, whether they weren't being overused. So we really looked at that, but we also looked at other things. During the break, I took the opportunity to print out the evaluation form to make sure that I know what I was looking at. So we looked at the loudness of the volume, pitch, voice quality, the articulation, the timing and the rate, and the vocal variety. So that all put together, I will give you our feedback and what we have seen so far. First, we would like to say congratulations. It was an amazing, great speech. The volume, and you used the right gestures to go with the volume. The repetition was good. Together with your clear articulation, it was clear, it was vibrant. And you referred yourself to one of your tips by using simple words. So that is amazing because that's how you all got us to just stay with your speech. And you were very, very focused on the speech. However, we also have noticed that while you were doing the pitch, you were referring to the why question. For some of us, just for us in the break room, we thought that maybe it was a little bit aggressive as you came forward, your face expression, your hands, and it was like, why? And we were wondering, maybe take a step forward and whisper and just say, why? Because then you still engage us, but not with that aggression. So we were thinking maybe just think out of the box a little and give the speech a little bit more liveliness. Right. No doubt, Kim Tin, you are an experienced Toastmaster speaker because it was amazing. So again, maybe it's an idea to play with the camera a little bit more. Use the space that you have. Own the space. You know, like don't just sit there, come back, use the space because you do not need to improve on your speech. That was absolutely amazing. But because this is a Zoom meeting, use the space that you have. I think it was different. It was a live meeting. We could see you do all this. That would have been great, but because now it's on Zoom, use the space that you have. If you should be taking this speech to the competition, we feel that you would have gotten really, really far with this speech. So all in all, you did a great job, and summarizing your points makes it strong and visible, and we are looking forward to your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Beautiful. Now for the room 4, Denise. Your evaluation of Kim Tin.
Dear fellow Toastmasters and Kim Tin, thank you very much. Kim Tin, thank you for your speech. Overall, it was a great speech, something that we also know of you from experience since we share the same club. I go through a couple of points, let's say some great points and some points where you might or could improve. So let me start off with the good points, which are of course the structure of the speech. That is very good. As always, the story is structured well. You also asked a couple of questions during your speech in the beginning, and also you ended with a question, which I think is very good because it first of all engages the audience, but it also helps people to to think about the subject and really dive deeper into their own thoughts about it. So that's really I think an active how you say it, a point of active participation. Also, you use the storytelling, which I think is also very good. You made your point across several times. Talking about vocal variety, we thought that the speed of which you spoke was very good. It was very clear the way you spoke. You used different difference in vocal variety, so sometimes hard, sometimes low, and you played a little bit with that, and overall that was great. We also have some points to help you improve your speech even further, and that is to first of all, you could make more use of the room. You already do it, but you could play a little bit more with the space that you have. And I think especially on camera, that is of course a different vibe than when you are, let's say, live speaking. So I would say take that into account. And also the emotion, we think that you can put some more emotion, let's say, in your facial expression and also in your vocal variety, because I think when you are able to put even more emotion in your voice and in your mimic, in your facial expressions, that could help to engage the audience even more in your story and to really feel connected and feel the emotion through the screen. Because that was a part we were still missing a little bit, that we, of course, there's a barrier because it's digital, but I think if you put more emotion in it, that could really help to really suck people in the story, so to say. So overall, it's a great speech. We loved it, and we hope these tips can help you to improve it even further. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. The next evaluator from room 5 is Yannick. Yannick, evaluating Kim Tin's speech.
Thank you very much. As the previous group, we will also use the we form as it is our shared opinion. You started by asking us where we were on that day. Well, let me tell you, we felt we were at a Trump rally, listening to ideas we believe in, cheering on with you, enjoying the moment, and cheering for you so you can go to the next level. However, unlike an actual Trump rally, we in this group want to give you some feedback. We want you to hear another perspective. In that case, let me start by telling you that we as a group commend you for taking on this bold challenge of focusing on the positive aspects of Donald Trump. We think that in doing so, you signify that you not only understand it, but you can also draw lessons from people that have different ideas than your own. We also like the way you used eye contact. We felt that we were really there with you as we could see that you were focusing on us and you were delivering the message in a way to really connect with us. However, we also saw some opportunities to be even more engaging. First off, you had 3 simple tips for us. Keep it simple, trigger emotions, and use storytelling. You kept it pretty simple, and you triggered emotions depending on our cultural backgrounds if we identify as Americans. But we felt the storytelling, exactly because it's such an essential part of Toastmasters. You could have used the storytelling in a way to tell us a more an anecdote that signifies how it is important to you so that we can match it better and understand the emotions you're trying to convey. Another point that we picked up on was about the pacing. We felt you had great sentences that delivered the meaning. But when we think about synergy, about how can we use sentences, how can we sew them together to convert a flowing story with a more higher purpose, we felt that you could think about how you could do that in a way to generate even more impact, in a way that the story flows not as individual units, but as a story as a whole. But all in all, we felt you did a great job with the eye context I said previously. You had a nice story and you took a bold challenge. We believe that if you keep up these tips and if you keep implementing this, you will go pretty far in your ambitions to go on to the speech contest. Like the great man himself said, for the great story and the great work that we started here, we need 4 more terms or 4 more years, another term. Unfortunately, he didn't get that. But for you, we say 1 more speech, Kim Tin, 1 more speech, 1 more speech. Go for it. We wish you the best of luck with your ambitions at the competition.
Thank you, Yannick. And now for room 6, evaluation of Cindy. Cindy, evaluating Kim Tin.
Thank you, Milena. Dear Toastmasters, dear Kim Tin, we really enjoyed your speech as room 6. We have so many good things to say about it. And one of them is the structure. The structure was amazing. You started off by asking a question, and then you took us through the speech and even asked a question at the end. That was very well done. You had very good pacing as well. We could follow the speech. It was not too fast, not too slow. And you asked us to look at the vocal variety and the hand gestures. And we felt that to take your speech even to the next level, for example, for your structure, you were very consistent in the examples that you gave for the simple words and for the triggering of emotion, but for the storytelling, we felt that there was a story or an example lacking for that. So we felt maybe having a small storytelling example for that would have improved it even more. Also, the pacing, we thought that at the beginning of the speech could have been a little bit slower, especially so that the non-native speakers could catch on and catch up to the speech. And then that would have made it more understandable for the non-native speakers. We also absolutely loved your use of vocal variety. For example, in the part where you talked about Toastmasters workshop, and you use a lot of energy for that. And also for the part you're asking, what kind of leader would do that? Or finally someone's doing something about that. And you raised your voice for that too and gave a lot of energy for that. We thought that was fantastically done. Yeah, so overall, fantastic speech. You used great vocal variety, used great hand gestures, so many good things to say about it. We had to make the list a little bit shorter, but we're absolutely looking forward to hearing it next if we're in the contest, and we think you're going to do amazing. And yeah, good job. Thanks, Kim Tin.
Thank you, everybody, for your evaluation. In a regular meeting, we have the vote. Who is the best evaluator? Now we will have a poll which will tell us which is our opinion that it was the best evaluator. the best evaluation team. Please take your vote.
Milena, we don't see the poll yet. And you're muted.
It's in progress.
Oh, okay.
So 23, 3 more votes. And I will leave more than seconds. And if not, I will end. Yay, room 5. I don't know if Tom tell you the surprise. Not Tom, sorry, Scott. The winning team, Yannick team, will get a prize. We have a prize. Okay, we learned a lot. We experienced what Scott and Bart told us. Do we still have questions for Bart or Tom or Scott? Scott, sorry. Any question?
Yeah, what is the price?
20 euros per team.
If you knew this in front, it would be others. Some? No.
That makes us almost as rich as Donald Trump himself.
It's the biggest prize that's ever been given. It's biggest by far, the best prize in the world. I've never seen so much money in my whole life.
Come on, we don't have a huge budget on our division.
If you didn't know already, we have a regulation that we cannot give you a gift more than 20 euros worth. That's the Toastmasters International regulation. If it was up to me, I would ask district to give 100 euros to everybody, but unfortunately, this is what we have to deal with.
I think you're misunderstanding. We are very happy that there is even a price. It's not about the amount,
Yeah?
it's about the appreciation that a club or district is willing to give to participants. So we don't think it's not enough. We think it's maybe too much even.
Well, I want to tell something about what I saw. It was great, guys, all the evaluations that I saw. And especially when I looked the program for this morning that we gave together, me and Scott, and how it was implemented in the evaluations that I saw. In general, you learn a lot. That's for true. And I think that this will help you for the competition that will certainly start soon. One tip for some of the teams that I saw is the hamburger, which I explained, or the pie, which Scott explained. Try to balance it, because sometimes I hear too much improvements and then it goes down in the evaluations. So then the impact will be gone. But thank you, guys. It was
maybe I have a question. The first feedback was with a little bit of humor. What do you think about it? If you use too much humor, it might be that you don't take the speaker serious enough. What's your opinion on that?
It depends on which kind of part of the evaluation you're going to use the humor. If it helps to create more impact, then it's okay. But if it goes down, and that you're laughing all the time about your own joke, then it will not make sense at all.
Okay, thank
So,
you.
as a speaker, maybe it's good to say what whether it has affected me. Generally speaking, I would like to say that I like all the evaluations of the groups. I especially like people who focus on the points of attention, what Bart and Scott told us about, to focus on that. I especially like the tips on the use of camera, because I think I can give quite an okay speech. That's not really the problem, but the use of camera I liked very much. And whether it has affected most humor, I think that generally speaking, the speech of Yannick, which was a totally different perspective, which was to me quite a lot of humor, which I liked. So I think if the speaker likes humor, it's great. If he's insulted by it, then it's a problem. But I mean, hey, I'm a DTM. I've done 100 speeches. You cannot insult me. Everything is meant well. No problem for this guy.
Can I just say one thing? I think that these evaluations were at a really high level. And so if there are people in this meeting who are sort of discouraged, I don't want them to be discouraged because they think that they're not up to that level. Because I think that all of the evaluations here were very good evaluations. So if you were in your group and you think that, I don't think I could do any good compared with those, this takes practice. And obviously these people who gave evaluations today have had a lot of practice. So don't be discouraged if you think that the level is too high for you, because it takes practice and you're in the right place and you will improve.
It was really nice to see those this level of evaluation, really helpful. As the Cowardly Lion says in The Wizard of Oz, I'm speechless, folks.
If I can add something, I was looking for a volunteer to deliver the speech for the evaluation and motivation workshop, and I was thinking, okay, let's ask Kimpton. Well, how about Kimpton? He's a DTM and he's already completed DTM in his old track, and he's still up for the new challenge, ready to put himself in front of an audience of like 35 from different clubs, different levels of evaluation. And he recorded a speech for us and he delivered a speech for us. And his commitment to Toastmasters and to help everybody to get better is simply admirable. Thank you so much for stepping up to deliver this speech, Kimpton. Thank you so much.
If I am allowed to say something from what I see now, we are all in Netherlands. Maybe Jose is not. How you find this workshop?
Oh, well, I must thank you everyone's words and discussions. I really enjoyed this. I was even discussing with my president in the break room that this type of information, the hamburger and the pie, should be a type of we should be included in the welcoming pack for new members, as I am. I've joined Toastmasters in the 1st of October, and for me giving an evaluation is like, no, that's like up there. I start with the timekeeping and even the grammar. I'm not very good, but coming here, hearing all your good inputs has inspired me to be a better evaluator. And even one day I started in my breakout room that I was not the person to give an evaluation because I've never won a club evaluation. And now hearing your words, I do appreciate that, and the practice even. I am inspired to become a better evaluator and motivate. As sorry, I'm a bit bad with names, but good at faces. Anyway, I heard in this session that in the Holland they nag a lot, and I take note of this session many things. One of them is nag to motivate. So deliver a good nag. Thank you so much. And oh, by the way, I want to inscribe myself on your newsletters. So because I got this through a friend that got a friend, I'd like to have a better contact with you guys. And also, I'd like to understand where can I, for a future reference, because Scott, I love your delivery, but the slides have a lot of information that it's like drinking from a hose, and I'd like to drink from this hose in small glasses, half full. I'd like to know where I can, in the future, get a reference from this workshop, because it's great. So well done. 5-5.
If you want, you can leave your credential in the chat, and it's available. It's valid for all of us who wants to give connection. Leave a message in the chat. Don't forget to go to the form and fill it as a feedback for Bart and Scott mainly. Thank you so much for participating today. We learned a lot. I don't say that I will join the evaluation contest, but at least I learned a lot today. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Bart. And thank Kim Teen for the beautiful speech. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
And
Lena.
feel free to join us on the next webinar.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank Milena for organizing this. I think it was a good initiative. You selected an excellent speaker, and you selected a couple of very good people that are very good at making presentations. And all the guests that came, I think we gave an honest, they gave an honest and helpful opinion. Thank you very much, Milena.
Thank you.
Shall we have one more opportunity? If anyone has any more burning, lingering questions that they didn't quite get resolved.
Scott, I'd like to say something directly to you. One takeaway for me, the specific takeaway was we talked about being better listeners. And when you're listening, you mentioned that you can't write and listen at the same time. I really liked your tip of I've envisioned it as an A3 sideways landscape and tone of voice, introduction, a number of different points so that when you hear, for instance, a good phrase, then, oh, a good phrase, I could write the good phrase here instead of saying, this is a good phrase. What the hell did he say again? I like that point specifically. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, also for me, I loved indeed the workshop, both, but indeed it went a lot very fast. So do we get some, was it recorded? I see it's been recorded. Do we get a copy of the recording so we can see it back? Because it is very good that we do this. I pity it that not more people came to it because it's very valuable indeed for learning to evaluate. I think a lot of members would have benefited from it, and we need it. And we can also only bring our experience, what we learned right here. But I think this is worth to do again this way.
The recording will be shared in this Division E YouTube channel.
Okay.
Building on that,
Go ahead. Follow the Twitter account of Division. We have a new Twitter account. We have LinkedIn page. We have a YouTube channel. I don't want to be this person who tries to promote it, but I really want some support so that you go there, subscribe to the channel, to our videos, give us a like, give us some comments, and that will help us improve ourselves much better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split the videos of Bart and Scott and the final evaluation section. So it will be available in 3 different videos, and you can share that with your clubs or with your area or your club members as well. And I hope that
training purposes, I think it's very good to get training as well by these videos. Gets more insight.
Ivana, make your voice heard.
Yes, I'm building on the recording, and there were also presentations being done by Scott and Bart. Is that also going to be shared? Because in my club, they have asked me to give an educational speech on this one, and instead of making some new slides, if you guys are okay, that I can use parts of yours. Is that possible to share that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to share all my content.
For
Yeah,
me, the same.
may I use it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great.
Milena, can we also share it on LinkedIn as we did before? Or is that difficult, the YouTube link?
Yes, I can share it.
Okay. And regarding the Twitter account, we had the possibility to take over Donald Trump's Twitter account. So now it's from Toastmasters. Thanks to our presenter.
And Yvonne, I will try to distribute to you the presentation, and the rest of you. Leave me a comment in the chat that I know that you wanted. I will try to take my point of information, let's say, from EasySpeak with your email address, if not the Zoom.
You can't get it from Zoom because Zoom is not saving the email addresses that they have recorded in, or at least that we don't get to see it. Maybe they put it in their servers. But
No. If they put the address in the chat, I can save the chat.
Yeah.
Should we make another evaluation?
Yes, somebody on the chat wrote down that they want to attend more trainings like this. We have had a lot of trainings like this since the beginning of the term, and we will continue to have them till the end of the term as well. We generally send out emails to the email that you have registered at Toastmaster, and your club officers will get a couple of emails, notifications as well. If you don't see anything that is not already there, or if you want something specific, ask your club officers, ask your area directors. And as the division director and the program quality director, we can arrange something. But we need to know sometimes what you need. Sometimes we know what is required for a club, for example, this workshop, but sometimes we will not know. So if you can communicate it, then we can arrange it much better for you. Before we close the session, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to Bart and Scott for stepping up to do this workshop. Thank you so much for all your effort and time and all the knowledge that you have shared. I know we cannot replace thanks with money, but as the program, we would like to offer you a 20 euro worth gift voucher for each of you. So 20 euro each. And I would like to thank Milena for managing the meeting. Thank you so much with all the marketing material and all the efforts that you have put in to create breakout rooms and everything to make this event successful. And I would like to request you to accept what we are going to give you with a 10 euro gift voucher. Please do accept it. It's a sincere appreciation of your effort. And last but not least, Kimten, thank you so much for the speech. And you also receive a 10 euro gift voucher from our side as a token of appreciation. If we were there, I would just shake your hands, give you a hug and whatever, give you a bouquet or some chocolates. But the least we can do is show some appreciation since we are all sitting apart. And thank you for everybody to spend your time on a Saturday to make this event successful. That is great. That is the best feedback that we can get. Your presence is our feedback. Thank you so much for showing up here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everything. And the fact that nobody wants to leave seems that we have done a good job. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Please
Okay,
leave
thank
your
you.
feedback on the form. Don't forget, please leave your feedback on the form. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
Next time.
Have a nice weekend.
Goodbye.
Thank you,
Scott, Art, and
everybody.
Melinda, can you stay back, please?